Journal entry, 3rd of the month of March, in the year of our Lord 1167. I have brought glory to the kingdom of Toulouse and the house de Villeron. Yet I have been humbled by the Lord, and I shall return a wiser man. The journey is long, as we plan to pass through the kingdom of Aragon and the French lands to the west of Toulouse before I can finally embrace my wife and children once more. I understand my grandfather better now. Traveling the world and seeing its wonders changes a man, broadens his mind, and humbles him before the Lord's great creation. I feel that I am deserving of the legend now, in more ways than one. Indeed, the legend has spread through the Occitan lands quite far and wide at this point, and should soon reach 100 baronies, at which point we can I've been arranging some marriages, at which point we can get it improved. But I think my son is finished studying languages. Saxon would be a good language for you to learn, so go with that next. My liege, have you heard what they call you? My personal physician Ulrike says to me while nodding energetically. They call you King Enric the Good. Spectacular, is it not? It's on the lips of peasants and nobles alike. A cause for celebration, I think, Ulrike exclaims with a cheery tone. I can get used to that name, so I am now known as King Enric the Good of Toulouse. My righteous disposition and commitment to the values of our faith cause other Catholics to regard us with awe. That is great to name. I can get used to that. And as the heat of somebody's died, as the heat of summer starts coming in, we have made landfall in Tarragona, and we are making our way through the country. Nothing new here. No, the plague is still far away, so nothing to be concerned about. We're making our way through the forests of Zaragoza, and then we will head to Navarra, and we will bypass the mountains on the side, and we've got some intrigue lifestyle. And as we travel through the outskirts of Un Castillo, we suddenly see a jovial man in the distance, jumping, dancing, and singing to himself. He seems quite the character. Would you like to hear some of me songs about Hermenegildo, the swine of the Aragonese court? He yells to us as soon as we get within shouting distance. Before we have time to answer, he starts singing a merry tune about the depravities of the king. I could lose some stress. I don't think I have any stress. 6, okay. We could get him... He's got a sharp tongue, but he would make an excellent court musician. Who's currently holding the court musician position? We've already got an excellent musician, so I'm not going to slay him for that. Just tell me more about the king. So we'll just learn something as we go. So we are crossing the mountains and making our way back into French lands. So while passing through the mountains of Izurum, my personal physician Ulrike steps perilously close to a concealed pit trap, but is grabbed just in time by Dodon, my chancellor. Ulrike, you need to be more careful, he admonishes. Okay, quick thinking there, Dodon. And with that, yeah, definitely well done. Good job. I almost lost my personal physician in these treacherous mountains. Can't be having with that. Volkhard von Nassau, the son of Takulf von Nassau. Let's have a look at House of Nassau, because this goes all the way back to the original Takulf of Nassau, who Bernard met in his travels in the Franconian lands, whose son Volkhard was the tutor of children, and his grandson Takulf is currently our steward, and his son, so the great-grandson of the original Takulf, also Volkhard, after his grandfather, has come of age. So let's see what he's capable of. He is a decent diplomat, and he is definitely intelligent, so it's good to have him on court. And yeah, well, do we have actually any children we need to look after? Not really. But a fair amount of children at court, and the court is growing nicely. And it's always good to have some people available to fill positions when they become unexpectedly vacant. And with that, we're making our way through the lands of Armagnac, and we're back in Toulousian areas. As I get up in the early morning, I cannot help letting out a loud yawn. Stretching, I make my way out of my tent to see that people are already moving about. I notice Bernard Ezi holding off with what looks like a makeshift fishing rod through all the noise and bustle at camp. It's a nice day for fishing, ain't it? We could... how much stress? We have no stress left, but of course, sounds like a good idea. Go for it. And we are making a short stop, but then we have arrived back home. Queen Valence has done well as my regent in my stead, despite the fact that she hasn't achieved an awful lot because she is low-born, so most of the courtiers and vassals haven't really listened to her particularly well, but we are back, and we are taking control once more of the lands. Our legend is at 93 baronies, so I'm going to have another go at seeing if I can increase the spread a little bit. But it is making its way into Aragon. I think we got the King of Aragon onto our side for that as well. And we'll see if we can increase the spread a little bit still. And we do need to get to 100 to upgrade that. That's what the additional coin here is for. One more martial lifestyle perk. Hit and run would be good for the heavy infantry as well for the archers. So that's what we do next. I still want the technically maybe the envelopment, and then could never back down or enduring these two, but I am keen to switch over to stewardship. So we'll see how much we still get done in the meantime. We have almost finished restoring control in the country. The north in Auvergne is still a little bit poorly, but everything else is looking pretty good. How's the development at this point? Toulouse still at 35. I thought we'd be higher by now. Yeah, we're increasing development in Toulouse, but it is monthly change 1.5. That is from... Oh, it's starting to slow down because of the existing development. So what we can do instead, we'll shift over to the east, because right now we're starting to face some resistance, and we actually can use the mines in Montpellier to begin increasing the development in the east as well, to start increasing the life of everybody involved. We have reached 100 baronies with the legend and the mighty endeavor of de Villeron. And with that, we can upgrade our legend. So let's see. The legend of King Enric of Toulouse is as great and large as the world, for his deeds are unparalleled. There's the spouse, marvelous adventure, everybody wonders, and helped against evildoers. And then I stumbled upon a breathtaking wonder that defied earthly bounds. Okay, increase the quality, which is going to give me 460 legitimacy and 50% chance of the legendary palace option. Okay, let's see. So first of all, we'll increase the quality. So it is now an illustrious legend. Has that changed anything of the text? I don't think it has. No, it's still the same. So we could still, we need 300 baronies. We would need 300 baronies to get it all the way upgraded. Now, what I'm not sure of, because this is a legitimizing legend, not a heroic legend. This was a heroic legend, Knight of the Swan, but we can't. So I don't think the where was it? It's not in the innovations. Was it here? Legacies. There we go. Because this needs a heroic legend. That's a holy legend, and that is through the legitimizing, and so yeah, this would need a heroic legend, so similar to what my grandfather did in order to come in. But regardless, we'll complete the legendary trait because this was the dream of Bernard de Villeron, to spread the names and the legends of our house across the land and to become a renowned knight. So this is now 2% development, 2 stewardship, and more monthly renown. This is really expensive to keep promoting this, and we would have to get to 300 baronies. So this is going to cost us a lot. So I'm wondering if it's worth going for more, or if we should complete the legend at this point. Because if we complete the legend, we need to wait for 6 months, but we would get 460 legitimacy out of that. So we're going to have to wait for 6 months anyway. So let's see how much further this has gone in the next 6 months. While we are now, I think, probably going to be starting to focus again on improving the buildings in the countries. Roger the Stout, at the ripe old age of 80, finally has moved on as he would have wished, and he has done great deeds and shall be honored. And with that, I believe the last of my uncles. Yes, so Count Raoulf had already died of old age before him. Now Ogier was the last one. Antoine the Brave had already died at the age of 68. Duchess Elodie of Bahrain, the Crusader queen, had already died from smallpox. And Faidida, the Princess of Fashion, was actually the first one to go. And that leaves my line different, and it looks like Peronella has become a drunkard. So, and on top of being reclusive and irritable, which is not particularly helpful, but she has done great deeds. However, this means the alliance has expired, and obviously we need a new position for a marshal in the council. So who can we set in? We've got a few people who are qualified for this. We could get Ludwig. However, he's lowborn, so that would make some trouble with, despite the fact that this is not something we particularly value, but many people do, especially the nobles. So if we get him to organize things, Godofrey de Guyenne might not be a bad choice. He is one of my knights, and he is of noble birth. So, and he is brave and wrathful, but brave. So we'll assign him as our new marshal. And we'll get him to train commanders still. Now this has obviously changed things a little, because Duke Thibaut of Auvergne is now the son of the grandson, actually, of Ogier, is now in power, and he's a good man. He's a forgiving paragon, and so is his wife is a good woman as well. So I think we will have a good relationship between Toulouse and Auvergne, and we will deal with this quite easily. So there we go. Legend is still a few months away from completing, another 4 months, and we will see how far it still spreads in the meantime. Roger de Villeron, the hostage who we have held, who was a bastard because he came out of Gila de Villeron's line. Actually, let's have a quick look at the de Villeron dynasty at this point, because if we are expanding that, there's a fair amount of them by now. So Gila de Villeron was the daughter of Count Raoulf, and she had, I believe, children out of wedlock. And then we had Borel himself, who's in Rouergue currently, and we have Antoine's line, which had a bit of a circular. There was a very weird circular relationship, but that has spread quite well. And then we had the side of Duchess Elodie, who seems to, there's still Benecet Villeron Gaza, our cousin, who but seems to have converted to a different. He's no longer Catholic. So this whole branch has sort of died out a little bit. And then we have Faidida, but she had married into House Hauteville, so that's also not the de Villeron side. So this is the current generation. And the next generation of the de Villerons is my children, obviously. Navarre has a son, and Peronella, yes, has Raoulf de Villeron, my nephew, who's in the next generation here. And then we've got Count Raoulf's Duke Ogier's side. There's still Duke Thibault of Auvergne, but other than that, there's not much here, and obviously more on Antoine's side. So definitely spread. But yes, my hostage Roger is now a man, and looking forward to soon being sent home as is custom. His uncle would certainly be hoping as much. We shall definitely send him home, and as is custom, because my sister has been returned a long time ago, and that was still after the original. I think after the original. Was she a hostage of Borel, or was she still a hostage of Raoulf? I can't quite remember, but things have definitely changed in the meantime. Control has been restored in my lands, which means I think I can get my seneschal now to organize the court, which is going to make everybody a little bit better at what they do. And with that, I think we're good. I have asked Mikel to start looking for game in the kingdom, and the Queen Mother is still working on the development. I think that's the right thing to do. And we could get my personal champion to compete in my name for additional prestige, but I don't think we need it. We have enough of that. And with that, we've got everyone else busy promoting legends and other things. So we can focus on domestic affairs once more. Just some final questions, my lord, and then I can let you go. Louis' false cheeriness does nothing to temper the wariness I feel as the time we spent poring over parchments to assess my family tree drags ever onwards. He taps one section earnestly. I'm just not sure exactly who should inhabit these particular parts. He furrows his brow in consternation. Do you happen to know, my lord? We can ask Mother, which discounts the upgrade. We'll simply ask. This is all discount, is it? Yeah. My mother would know, so let's ask her. She's the royal architect, and that improves the discount towards upgrading. However, we're at 117. We would need 300 baronies. And we're currently pouring everything we have into the spread. And we will see. I'm not quite sure it's worth doing this at this, because the cost is really high for further promotion. I'll probably have one more round and see if I can find some more promoters. But I definitely can't keep everyone on the court promoting the legend far and wide for the next, I don't know, 5 years or something, because the coffers simply don't support that. A renowned trainer has approached me after hearing rumors of my mighty stallion, Tankendur, and offers her services. All I ask in return is a small compensation. Small compensation. Yeah, that's what I pay my master of the horse for. The problem is my master of the horse is terrible because he actually has become infirm. But yes, we will see. We will see what he can do, and again, okay, that was money well spent, and we have gained enduring warhorse, which is giving us stress loss. Okay, so that's good. All in all, legend spread is at 126 already. We've got a few more promoters. A few have died off, but we've got a few more promoters. But I am curious to see how quickly this is actually going up. Yes, it's actually spreading quite nicely here, especially that we've got both kings of the neighboring countries under our side. So and yeah, I'm putting every possible court position into expanding the legend further. We might still make it to 300. It doesn't look that far off. Anyway, my brother-in-law Louis comes to me with the news regarding the legend. He tells me that he has located multiple records that attest that Duke Bernard of Toulouse was more than a mere duke. His right as ruler of Kingdom of Toulouse was given to him by an angel. This messenger from heaven promised that the house of de Villeron would forever rule Kingdom of Toulouse and enact God's will on earth. Though an incredible claim, if I couldn't get enough people to believe it, none would question my rule. Yeah, I think the chance is not particularly high. No, that would be heretical. We don't do that. I don't think we can get away with that sort of thing. Duke Thibault of Auvergne has joined the Toulousian culture, which is great news because we are now actually improving the situation of the peasants in the east. Meanwhile, my master of the hunt, Michael, brings words of beasts spotted in my realm. I am hearing much talk from Foix. It is said a foul boar has been terrorizing the local villages, snatching livestock before disappearing to the highlands. That is interesting indeed. So that means the county of Thiers. Which one is it? Montbel, Carcassonne, Castelnaudary, Foix. Okay. Anyway, if we were to hold a hunt, and that is currently beyond our means, but if we were to plan a hunt somewhere, yeah, it's okay. So it's the whole of Foix. So we could start a hunt. The problem is that it's too much right now. So I think what we'll do, because we've been promoting the legend for a while and we're almost at 144, but what I'll do now is I'll get my courtiers, because this is really expensive. Instead we'll go for the simpler, more cost-effective approach here, and that is okay. We could get the court, yeah, we'll get the court poet to do this as well, and we get the court musician to work on legitimacy again. So yeah, that definitely sorts out the financial situation, and we will, I think, hunt the boar as soon as we have sufficient coin, while just seeing how far and wide we can still spread the mighty endeavor for de Villeron, and see if we can increase that still all the way to I don't know what the next, right now it's illustrious. I don't know what the next one would be. But if we can effectively make it one of the most important legends of our time. And I think that's a good goal to have, and would cement King Enric the Good of Toulouse as the pinnacle of rulers in the kingdom. But of course, before we can do that, holding court is once again a matter of affairs, and that generally tends to cost me my treasury. So we shall see what the petitioners want this time. A foreign guest approaches my throne and loudly proclaims, "It has been a while since I arrived at your court. I have carefully observed how you rule and address realm matters, both small and grandiose, and I have been nothing but deeply impressed. Among the Andalusians there is an old tale of a legendary ruler from a distinguished dynasty. It is a story that my mother told me when she was young. She heard it first from her mother oh so long ago, and now I have the great pleasure of telling you that I think you are the legendary king of Andaluso legends. I believe any true son of Andalusian surely would agree with me." That would give me another legend seed. Either way, great deed for Kingdom of Toulouse legend seed or mighty endeavor. We're already doing the mighty endeavor. We'll get the legend seed for the great deed for the kingdom. So we'll see what comes out of that. "I represent the Occitan people of the city of Uzès," states my Chancellor Dodon. "We are devoted and faithful subjects, but our land is poor, underdeveloped, and scarcely populated. Please allow us to resettle it and to administrate it according to our traditions. Under your benevolent protection, our land can still prosper, and you shall gain a new faithful vassal." Oh dear. Effectively, my chancellor is asking to become a count of Uzès. That would improve the cultural acceptance, and Uzès would be getting pleased peasants for 50 years, and it would create a city, a castle, or a temple holding. Alternatively, I will just increase control. But you know what? Dodon de Poissy has been serving me faithfully as my chancellor, and he can still remain my chancellor. He is of House Poissy, so he's of noble blood. I don't see why he should not be rewarded and become the Count of Uzès. We'll see how that turns out. Mayor Garcenda takes a turn, bending my ear before the assembled court. "Glorious liege, give me the honor of composing ballads and sonnets worthy of your majesty, a position I am far better suited than Gunzelin. I will not let you down." So he's my master of the horse. What is she going on about? And she would make a terrible. The mayor wants to be a poet, wants to be my court poet. Yeah, that's not happening. We could make her master of the horse, which she's also not good at. And yeah, I'm sorry, you are unsuited for such a post. And with that, the last petitioner has departed. And we have gained some more legitimacy, and the court has concluded. We have lost control of one of the holdings, but that's because Uzès is now actually a bishopric, and it is we have Count Dodon of Uzès. He has become landed, and the bishop has taken care of the bishop. I would have preferred probably a city there, but now the county of Uzès is in good hands of my chancellor, and I don't think he's particularly unhappy with me about the whole affair. Yeah, obviously things could always be better, but yeah, my bishop not particularly capable. But with that, we conclude this particular affair, and I think in the next episode we can go hunt some boar while still trying to spread the legends further.